Welcome back. Now we turn to one artist whose recent work looks back at a day 6 years ago and its impact on the world we live in today.
A lot of people might think what's happening here in this wall is such a dark view of the world, but see, for me as an artist, I see completely the opposite. I think in life, if you don't know what you're dealing with, you cannot look for the solution. And then we go back to the main piece here where they holding the piece of ashes here. And it's really, if we're not conscious of what's going on, how can we make things better?
With me now is fine artist Duda Penteado, creator of the Beauty for Ashes project, which can be seen now through March 2nd at the Jersey City Museum. And also joining us is Marian Greshak, executive director of the Jersey City Museum. First of all, why did you feel it was important to develop this art installation 6 years after 9/11?
Well, my history goes back 6 years when I saw the World Trade Center falling, the buildings, falling apart in a day of, and I was on the other side of the river, on top of a building, the Morgan Building in Jersey City, and that was an image in a time that I will never forget. So I begin to think about, as an artist, what could I have done? What can I do as an artist to voice that, to create dialogue?
And how do you think the world we live in today is sort of a reflection of your feelings?
Well, honestly, I don't think we really completely understand what we got ourselves into. And in the global culture, then we think about everybody talking to each other with the idea of 9/11. They're completely contradicting ideas.
Now, when you look at his pieces and you look at his kind of work, how do you think that speaks to people on so many different levels?
Well, it really is an exhibition that we painted for the first time in the history of the museum right on the wall. So this is art that's very direct, and when people come in, their reactions really tell us how much they like it or how much it is disquieting to them, because it's a disquieting work as well as a beautiful piece. And I think that's the kind of thing we look for, something that will really speak to people at multiple levels, and that's really what this work does.
Do you think your work really shows your kinship with Jersey City and actually the culture of the community and your closeness with that culture?
Well, the whole idea of the project, Beautiful Ashes project, is happening in Jersey City Museum. It's going to travel different countries, Spain, China, Brazil already started. And the idea is basically to take this reflection, what's happening in the world and the local and global culture, and sort of create this contemporary version of the Guernica of Picasso, which is a difficult painting, and saying we need to look those issues a very close look to try to make life better, and the idea is to make again the project by using the other culture and the other people in other country, and take this ideology and this pain that we were going through the turn of the millennium, combining with which I call the birth pains of the turn of the millennium, with this ideology of terrorism and radicalism. What is it doing in the global culture, and discuss that in a much broader picture.
You consider it sort of a performance piece, wouldn't you?
Well, yes, and what's interesting about it, what is so dynamic about it, is that every time Duda goes to these other countries, every country that he's visiting, he will engage young people from local schools and art, young artists. So. And they will be drawing on the wall just like they drew on our wall. So we involved our community. It was truly a community effort with school and artists, and we had funding from foundations and from a local corporation. So it was a real community effort that he's going to bring to other countries. So when these young artists, along with Duda, begin to put their ideas on the wall, it is probably going to look very much different than what we have on our walls, because their conception of what happened on 9/11 is going to be very different from ours. However, it's also something something different in different people's from different people's point of view, but it's going to have similarities because we all had the experience. So that's what's going to be very exciting about it, I think, and we're so happy to be the first venue for this wonderful exhibition.
Tell us about some of the other exhibits and events going on at the
Well,
museum. In a minute or less.
in a minute or less. We will be, Duda's exhibition closes on March 2nd, and we will be opening a very, very wonderful exhibition called Sprawl, and it's particular to New Jersey, where we seem to have the problem, where we're always in discussion about sprawl in New Jersey. So this exhibition, which is the New Jersey State Council on the Arts Annual, we are the site for it, will be opening that exhibition on March 20th, just with a wonderful bunch of artists who really will be discussing that in their art. What does sprawl mean to them?
That sounds exciting. And I know there are lots of other things that, of course, they can go to the website and find out about that.
Right, the website.
And remember, you can also see Duda Penteado's Beauty for Ashes now through March 2nd at the Jersey City Museum. For more information, log on to jerseycitymuseum.org or call 201-413-0303. And if you have ideas about topics you'd like to see discussed, please log on to my9tv.com and click on Public Affairs. We want to hear from you. That's all for today's show. Thank you so much for joining us. For My9, I'm Brenda Blackmon, and we'll see you next time for more Real Talk.